Here is the last video for Summer Games Fest, and it is acting as a catch-all for all the announcements that were not mentioned in previous videos from this week. These are mainly the bigger AAA titles since we've already covered a majority of the indie showcases, so let's just jump right into it. Resident Evil Veronica Remake is coming and allowing newer gamers, like myself, to have a chance to experience the Dreamcast survival horror title. The game has dropped the code from the original title to try and convey that this game is just as important as the other main titles in the franchise. So that plus the amazing graphics means that this should be a great time for both new and old fans to pick up the story. There was also not only one new Cuphead game announced, but two. The main title was announced to be still in the early stages of development, so we probably won't be playing that one anytime soon. But Mighty Cuphead Adventure is a bit further in development, I guess, because we got to see a little peek of it. This is an 8-bit game that keeps the action platform genre and puts it into something pulled from the 1980s. One of the coolest things about this game is that it sticks to the retro vibes, and there's actually plans to release a physical cartridge for the Sega Master System. We also got the Guild Wars 3 announcement, bringing a new action-adventure MMORPG to the series. This game will be blending action combat, character building, and skill collection. The world seems very beautiful and is said to be brimming with mystery, magic, and wonder. Claiming to be a modern evolution of the MMO is really promising, at least to me, and I think a lot of people are very happy about this one. I'm not sure who's going to be jumping up and down for Runescape's new announcements. Runescape Dragonwilds was announced, and since all of the OG Runescape players that I know stick to the OG game, I'm not quite sure who the target audience is. But it does look really cool. This is how Wizards 101 looked to me back in the day, and considering how beloved the OG RuneScape is, I think that a lot of people who didn't get into the OG game might try this one because of the better graphics and quality of life upgrades. We also got the announcement that Shift Up is working on a brand new Stellar Blade game in the form of Stellar Blade BloodRayne. This game has a new protagonist, a young girl who is a part of a group hunting down a terrorist cell attacking the city. Shift Up has said that the new character Evie will have more personality to show compared to Eve and tougher battles to fight. The third part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake series has finally been announced with Revelation. It will be released simultaneously across all platforms in the spring of 2027. This will finish up the trilogy and will expand on the open world and even let players explore the sky. I hear they're skydiving. We also got another look at Stranger Than Heaven, a story about men trying to find a home when they have nowhere to go. What else does someone in that situation do except resort to extreme violence? But they happen to also have very strong musical talents. So, become a showman across 5 cities in 5 different eras of Japan. A new Senua game has been announced, but with no release window. Standing as just Senua, this game is still set in the Hellblade universe, and you play, as Senua, a warrior caught between life and death in a fractured version of Purgatory. Fight to reach the afterlife, no matter if you've played the other titles in the franchise or not, because this is actually a standalone story. Castlevania Belmont's Curse is the newest game in the Castlevania series, and it follows Rose Belmont's journey as she is swept up in dark conspiracies, all while trying to save the city of Paris from destruction. This game obviously includes the iconic whip action, and the Steam page says that it's more satisfying than ever. And that's a good thing because we will be moving around with it. And an announcement that for me came out of nowhere was Spyro is getting a brand new game with A Realm Beyond. I really wanted to see more from this game, but I'm also just so glad that it wasn't a remake of an old Spyro game. I'm just happy it exists. It has been like 20 years since a new Spyro game has come out, so I'm really happy that old school platformer IPs are still getting some love. I guess going retro is kind of a trend right now because, like Cuphead, Casette Beast is also coming out with a game inspired by the past. Casette Beast 2002 is another monster collecting RPG like the original, but here we are exploring 2002 London. But we also have over 250 monsters to bring along on this brand new journey. So the running joke of Game Freak can make games, just not Pokemon games, started with the first trailer of this game, Beasts of Reincarnation. This is an action RPG that fuses real-time and turn-based combat. The promotions have talked about how this is a one-person, one-dog RPG, so I expect a lot from my four-footed friend. The world and the characters look really good and are actually seeming to keep pace with really big AAA games that are coming out, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see if it runs well, or if Game Freak can just never stick the landing anymore. So that is all of the 12 games that caught my attention during the overall Summer Games Fest this year that were not already talked about. If you have a game that you think I should have talked about, it is probably in the other like 5 videos that have been posted this week. So make sure to go check those out if you haven't. And also, of course, let me know your favorite announcements from this week in the comments below. And don't forget, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up to let me know I did a good job. And if you want to go the extra mile, look around the channel, see if you like what you see here. And if you do, hit the subscribe button so you don't lose me in the sea of YouTube comments. And with that, I hope to see you guys in the comment section of a future video. Goodbye, guys!